it's my favorite pasta.
A warm meal, a small sense of comfort. Thousands of miles away from Afghanistan.
Just pasta, not meatballs, okay?
This young woman, we're calling her Layla to protect her family back home, is doing her best to make this refugee camp here at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico feel like home, at least for now.
What do you like about the camp?
The first very important thing about the camp that I and everyone else here likes it is the safety that they are giving us. Safety is something that we didn't have for years in Afghanistan.
The danger is still fresh for Layla.
I was in the bank waiting to withdraw some money. I heard gunshots and then everyone was like, Taliban are in here, and we were hiding under the desks after I got out, and everyone was panicking. 14.
She didn't want to reveal her face last summer when she was still in Afghanistan, just after Kabul fell to the Taliban.
Every time that there is a knock on the door, I think they are coming for me because I have worked with international agencies.
Layla is, in many respects, what the Taliban feared, a college-educated woman who flourished with the freedoms gained during the 20 years of U.S. intervention.
Why are educated women such a threat to the Taliban?
If I get educated, I'm not going to let my sons to go and join Taliban and be one of them. And that is what every other mom would do. So they are afraid of us.
Layla and her husband, who we're calling Youssef, are among the 76,000 Afghans forced to flee to the U.S. after the Taliban returned. Many worked for America or Western allies. When we first met Layla in December, she was one of the 34,000 waiting in limbo. Nonprofit agencies and community groups had been working overtime to help get them into more permanent homes. We gained rare access to this tent city at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, named Aman Omid Village, which for Afghans means peace and hope. It popped up within days after the fall of Kabul.
So this is sort of that shining place for them to come to.
Brigadier General Daniel Gabrielli, a United Airlines pilot, volunteered for this deployment as part of his National Guard service. After 3 tours of duty in Afghanistan, his sense of obligation to these Afghans, who he sees as comrades in arms, is palpable.
You said of your 33-year career, this is the most gratifying. Why?
I think it is because we're taking care of people who've taken care of us, right? What they have sacrificed for our security, which is a large amount.
What would you say to those who are like, why are we taking in these foreigners into our country?
My grandfather came over after World War I from Italy, so there's no difference between this migration and that migration. It is just the latest in the great American story.
To the General, and so many here, this compound is a modern-day Ellis Island.
Salam.
And Layla and Youssef are today's immigrants.
This one looks great.
These donated racks of clothes help them and all these residents get on their feet.
I like it.
She fled with nothing but a small backpack, knowing their lives were in danger. Human Rights Watch estimates that the Taliban already killed more than 100 Afghans at the top of their list for revenge.
Thank you.
For helping Americans. Before Layla and Youssef boarded this evacuation flight to a U.S. base in Qatar, she suspected she might be pregnant.
But I still didn't check it until I get to Doha, and they gave me this test and they said it's positive.
Yep, one baby, the other baby right here.
This is the moment she got startling news.
How'd you find out you were having twins?
Oh, I didn't know that until like 13th week when I landed in New Mexico.
Starting a family in the U.S. is not how they saw their lives unfolding on their wedding day nearly 3 years ago. This video, a poignant reminder of happier times in Afghanistan, surrounded by loved ones, before the Taliban seized power.
In Afghanistan, it was scary because I didn't want to have a baby in that situation, especially with the Taliban and girls not getting education.
You were 3 when Taliban came the first time. And your
Yes.
mother taught you secretly?
My mother and a friend of my mom would teach us how to read and write. Like we would hide our books and notebooks inside the Quran, and then we would go to my mother's friend's house and then learn how to read and write there.
Layla and Youssef knew they had to flee. They left everything behind in their homeland, including nearly all their friends and family. And there are so many women and girls still there, left behind. But here, she's finding a new support system. In the cafeteria, Layla dines with some young ladies she calls the Three Musketeers.
When I came here, I was kind of, depressed from all what happened, and they were the ones that really helped me. Every day they would come to me because they knew I have twins, so they would take good care of me. And I really started liking them because they are like very free spirits.
The village operates as a de facto boot camp for new arrivals, a crash course on how to become an American. Everything from sewing classes to English classes. Residents learn how to pay taxes and avoid spam calls. We also saw hundreds of kids playing outside. The majority of the refugees here are children. Just before we met her, Layla got news about her growing family's future. The resettlement agency she's working with told her their new home would be in South Carolina, a chance to finally put down roots. Youssef is excited to try to provide for his family as a furniture maker. He's crafted everything from clock cases to tables to dressers.
یک کارست که چیزی که دوست داری را انجامش میدی. حالا او میتونه یک دیزاین خانه خودت باشه یا چیزی درست کردن برای اطرافیان.
The whole thing is exciting for me here. I don't care if it's South Carolina or if it's New York. It is just a new country, a new culture, a new land, and new people. Always when I feel nauseous, potato chips help me.
American-made salty snacks at the canteen are a simple pleasure for Layla,
Hi.
who's now 17 weeks pregnant. It's been 9 weeks of waiting in limbo for permanent housing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Not long after we visited, Layla learned the home she and Youssef dreamed about in South Carolina wasn't ready yet. It was the second time she and her husband's hopes were dashed. Finally, on January 20th, the wait is over. Youssef and Layla, now 24 weeks pregnant, leave the base in New Mexico and touch down in the Promised Land, South Carolina.
It feels like living again. It feels like there we were surviving, and here we are living.
Their nearly 4-month stay in the camp, now in the rearview mirror.
Here it's just home. It's what a home is supposed to be. It's just a feeling, and I feel like home. I don't know why is that, but I just feel like home.
After months of sharing a tent with other families, the comfort of finally having a private bedroom is a luxury.
You can speak to your husband and then nobody knows what did you say. In the tent, we would say something and then my musketeers would come in the morning and say, okay, that happened. And I'm like, how did you know? And she's like, oh, sometimes you listen.
A fully furnished apartment, stocked with groceries, and even a nursery for the soon-to-be arriving twins. All thanks to the Open Arms Refugee Ministry.
We are here for a doctor appointment and just to do an ultrasound, and also I might know the genders of the babies.
Moments later,
Is a girl baby.
the gender reveal.
I had a dream of having 2 girls, so I was hoping for that, and I kind of knew that it might be 2 girls.
2 healthy girls, free to get educated as Americans, to enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
I said I don't want girls in Afghanistan, but here I am sure they're gonna have very great future, and we're gonna be a happy family.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.